can influence culture because for me, culture, I mean, obviously there's a history and heritage that is part of the team that you inherit or the team that you create. And if there isn't, then you have to create your own history and heritage. But most of the time, you're joining a team that's already been a team before, and then will be a team long after you've gone. So I think it's recognising that the history and heritage of that, and your role within that journey really is to add value to the team, and then you pass it on to the next generation, really. And that for me is fundamental. When I arrive, how can I make this better? What can I do to enhance and add value to what's already been created, and then so that I leave the team in a better place than it was when I arrived. If you look at all the great sides like the All Blacks or English rugby when they were doing well, or any high performance team, it's about legacy as well. You're only on the planet for a very short period of time, and it's important that you do something that effectively, and you pass that on to the next generation. So, and it's not about, for me, about dismantling what's happened before. It's about building on the past. There's a terrible disease called not invented here syndrome, which you sort of you look at what's happened previously and you say, well, I don't agree with that, so I'm going to do it differently. And I would argue actually that you take all the good bits of what's been created and you make them even better. And that's really for me part of it. And culture. What do we mean by culture? Well, we mean the fabric of the team, really. What is the fabric of the team? What is it? How do we want to perceive ourselves? How do we want others to perceive us as a group? How do we want our opponents to look at us and think about us? And that's what culture drives, because it drives perception. And I think it's not like a school rule book or a set of rules or something that is enforced. I think it's something that just lives around you as a team. Culture is something that I think should be driven by the group. The best teams are those that sit down and discuss the way that they want to behave, the way that they would like others to behave, the way that they want to be perceived. And therefore, it's always work in progress in that sense. I mean, it can be tweaked, it can be changed, it can be redefined, it can be discussed. But it's not a father-son relationship. It's not a headmaster-pupil relationship. It's something that should be shared amongst the group. I think that's quite important. That you all sign up to a set of behaviours that you're comfortable with as a group. And when someone new comes into the team, there's a very clear understanding of the expectation. And they're of course allowed to input into that as well. So that for me is what culture is. It's something that once it's defined, once it's all agreed, it is almost something that just lives and breathes as a team.